Welcome to Dogs Info. Have you ever thought your dog licks you just because of salt on your skin? Or maybe a bit of food left behind? That's what almost every dog owner believes. But the truth is completely different, so powerful, so emotional that once you realize it, you'll never see your dog the same way again. Dogs never waste their love. Every lick, every wag, every glance hides a message. And today, I'm revealing 10 secret behaviors that dogs only show to the person they love most, you. But here's the shocking truth. Behavior number 2 is the one sign 99% of dog owners have completely ignored. By missing it, they've overlooked the deepest emotional declaration their dog has ever tried to send. If you've ever felt your dog is more than just a pet. If you've ever believed they speak to you without words, then don't look away. Because once you miss these signs, you may never truly understand the love your dog has been pouring into you every single day. Ready? Let's begin at number 10. Sleeping beside you. Think back to last night. Maybe you sat down on the couch just wanting to rest your back for a while. Before you even reached for the remote there, it was a gentle weight pressing against your leg. Your dog curled up beside you, maybe even nudging under the blanket as if it was the most natural thing in the world. Some people think, well, it's just comfort. It's just warmer there. But if that were true, why would they choose you every single time, even when their own bed is softer, warmer, and waiting? Science has an answer. In the wild, dogs are pack animals. Wolves sleep shoulder to shoulder, not because they need space, but because they need safety, closeness, trust. Modern research shows that when your dog sleeps against you, both of your brains release oxytocin. That's the very same hormone that binds mothers to their children. It's not just rest. It's biology. Your dog is literally telling you, with you, I am safe. With you, I belong. And here's the art that might make you pause. Many older dog owners, men and women in their 60s and 70s, say that the quietest, most healing moment of the day isn't a doctor's visit or a phone call from family. It's when their dog presses close at night, their breathing falling into rhythm as if saying, "Don't worry, you're not alone." That's not habit. That's devotion. But if sleeping beside you is a sign of deep love, then what happens when your dog steps between you and a stranger without hesitation? Why would even the smallest lap dog suddenly transform into a shield ready to guard you with everything it has? The truth behind that instinct will surprise you, and it's the reason many people call their dog their guardian angel. Behavior number 9, the protective stance. Maybe you've seen it happen without even noticing. You're standing by the door. A neighbor walks up or a stranger comes too close and suddenly your dog shifts. Their ears perk up. Their chest moves forward. And before you realize it, they've placed their body right between you and the other person. It doesn't matter if they're a tiny terrier or a 100B shepherd. Something inside them says, I'll take the front. You stay safe. At first, you might think it's just barking, just alertness. But here's the secret. Most people don't know. Dogs don't step into danger for everyone. They only do it for the ones they love deeply. In evolutionary terms, wolves and wild dogs protected their pack leaders with their lives because survival depended on it. Modern dogs carry the same instinct. But science adds another layer. Studies now show that dogs can sense shifts in your stress hormones. When your heart rate jumps or your body language changes, they don't just notice, they act. That's why some owners swear their dog knows trouble before they do. And for people living alone, especially in later years, that instinct is more than just comforting. It's life-changing. Imagine being 70 widowed walking back to your car at night. You may feel small, fragile, but your dog will plant themselves right at your side, eyes alert, saying with every muscle, you don't have to be afraid. I've got you. That's not training. That's love dressed up as courage. But protection isn't only about standing guard. Sometimes it's quieter, subtler, hidden in a single glance. Because the very next sign of love is one you might have felt but never fully understood. The moment when your dog locks eyes with you, not in challenge, but in a gentle, steady gaze. And science says what happens in that moment could change not just how you feel about your dog, but how your body itself responds to love. Behavior number 8, gentle eye contact. There are moments when your dog doesn't need to bark or lick or move an inch. They simply look at you. Not with a hard stare, not with aggression, but with those soft, steady eyes that feel almost human. Maybe you've caught it while sitting in your chair. Maybe over morning coffee. And for a second, you felt something pass between you. Quiet. Invisible, but real. Now, here's what most owners miss in the animal world. Locking eyes is often a threat. Wolves use it to challenge one another. But dogs with us, it's different. Research has proven that when your dog holds that gentle gaze, something extraordinary happens in both of your brains. Oxytocin, the so-called love hormone, rises in the same way it does when a mother looks at her child. That means those simple seconds of eye contact are biologically bonding you together. Your heart rate softens, their anxiety lowers, and without a single word, both of you are reminded, I trust you. You are mine. And it doesn't end there. For people who live alone, men and women in their 60s or 70s, this kind of gaze is more than comfort. It's medicine. Owners often say that after losing a partner or a friend, the only eyes that still look at them with pure unconditional love are their dogs. That isn't habit. That's healing. But here. The twist. If a look can release love hormones, what about that quirky head tilt? The one where your dog their ear turns their head, and stares as if they're really trying to understand every word you say. Is it just cute? Or could it be proof that your dog is actually listening? Not just with their ears, but with their heart. The science behind that simple tilt may surprise you. Behavior number 7, the head tilt listening. You've seen it 100 times. You're talking to your dog, maybe not even expecting a response, and suddenly there it is. That curious tilt of the head, ears shifting, eyes locked as if they're trying to catch every word. Most people laugh, snap a picture, and move on. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself why do they do it? It's easy to assume it's just funny posture or maybe their ears catching a sound. But scientists digging deeper found something much more intimate. When a dog tilts their head, they're not just adjusting their hearing, they're fine-tuning their focus on you. Studies suggest that head tilting helps dogs locate the source of sound more clearly. Yes, but it also seems to happen more often when the sound carries emotional weight. In other words, they tilt, not just when they hear, but when they care. And here's the part that stirs the heart. Many owners, especially those living alone, say that when they talk out loud, sometimes even in sadness or frustration, their dog tilts that head and holds their gaze as if to say, I hear you. Please keep talking. For some, it feels more healing than therapy. That's not coincidence. That's connection. But what makes this behavior even more powerful is what comes next. Because if a simple tilt proves they're listening, what happens when they move beyond listening? When they sense your sorrow before you even speak? When they lick your hand or lie quietly on your chest as if to carry part of your burden? Science has an answer, and it reveals just how deeply your dog is wired to feel what you feel. Behavior. Number 6, emotional sensing. There are days when you don't say a word, yet your dog already knows. Maybe you come home heavier than usual. Shoulders, low eyes, tired. You don't announce that you've had a hard day. You don't need to. Your dog sees it, feels it, and then does something small but unforgettable. They sit closer. They rest their head on your lap. Or they start licking your hand slowly, almost like a whisper, saying, I'm here. Don't carry this alone. Most people think it's coincidence. But research shows otherwise. In controlled studies, dogs actually responded differently to human expressions when people looked sad. Dogs showed more licking and mouth movements. That means they're not just reacting to sounds or smells, they're reading your emotions. They don't need language. They feel you through your posture, your tone, even the subtle changes in your heartbeat. And for someone who lives alone, that can mean everything. One man, 77 years old, once said that his buddy, the little dog by his side, was the only reason he still found strength to keep going. Because every time he felt like giving up, Buddy was there pressing close, breathing in rhythm with him, carrying pain he couldn't share with anyone else. That's not instinct alone. That's empathy in its purest form. But here's the deeper question. If dogs can sense when you're sad and move to comfort you, why do they sometimes roll onto their back, exposing their most vulnerable part, the belly, when there's nothing threatening around? Why would any animal show such surrender if it wasn't for love? The answer lies in one of the rarest and most beautiful signs of trust your dog can ever give you. Behavior Prep 5, showing the belly picture. This. You're sitting quietly, maybe flipping through a book or resting your eyes when suddenly your dog rolls over onto their back. Paws in the air, eyes looking up at you, belly completely exposed. At first glance, it seems playful, even silly. But for an animal, that gesture is the very opposite of silly. It's one of the most vulnerable positions they can ever take. In the wild, no creature shows its belly unless it trusts completely. The soft underside is where vital organs lie, where danger strikes hardest. And yet, your dog chooses to reveal it to you. Some scientists call this a calming signal, a way of saying, I am open. I am safe with you. Others point to the release of oxytocin during these moments, deepening the bond between human and dog. But whichever explanation you prefer, the truth is the same. When your dog rolls over and lets you rub their belly, they're offering more than skin. They're offering their heart. For older owners, this simple act can mean even more. One woman in her 70s once said, "When my dog rolls onto his back, it feels like he's telling me I'm the only one he trusts completely." For her, those moments weren't just play. They were proof that she still mattered, that she was still someone's family. But here's the part that pulls us even deeper. Trust shown through the belly is silent, wordless. Yet, what happens when your dog decides to break the silence? Not with barking or growling, but with a soft whine, a gentle howl, even a sound that feels like they're trying to talk back to you. Could it be that beyond licking, beyond rolling over, your dog is actually reaching for a language of their own? The answer lies in one of the most surprising and touching behaviors dogs ever show. Behavior number 4, talking back. It often happens in the quietest moments. You're sitting at the table, maybe speaking out loud to no one in particular, and suddenly you hear it. A soft whine, a playful growl, maybe even a gentle howl. It's not random noise. It's not begging. It feels like an answer. Almost as if your dog is saying, I hear you and I want to join the conversation. Many people brush it off as cute or funny, but science has begun to suggest it's too. Scientists have found that when a dog sees their beloved owner after separation, dopamine levels spike, creating a chemical rush of happiness. In simple words, you are their celebration. Coming home isn't just a routine, it's the most sacred moment of their day. And for someone living alone, that greeting can feel like a lifeline. Many older owners describe it as the one time of day they truly feel irreplaceable. One man in his 70s said, "When I walk in and Buddy jumps into my arms, I remember what it feels like to matter." That isn't a pet showing manners. That's devotion erupting in joy. But here's the thought that lingers. If your dog can greet you with such overwhelming happiness, what about the moments in between those quiet hours when there's no storm of tail wags, no barking, no leaping into your arms? Why do they still find ways to reach for you, to remind you that you are everything to them? And why of all those little gestures does licking? Yes, the daily licking carry a meaning so powerful that science now calls it one of the clearest signs of love. That's the secret. Waiting at number 2, behavior number 2, daily licking. And here we are. The moment you've been waiting for, the one habit almost every dog owner knows too well. Every day without fail, your dog comes to you with that familiar ritual, the licking. Sometimes it's your hands, sometimes your face, sometimes even your feet. It can feel funny, even annoying. People joke about it all the time. But if you think it's only about taste, you're missing the truth that science has finally begun to uncover. Licking is one of the earliest languages a puppy ever learns. From the very first days, they lick their mother for warmth, for comfort, for survival. Later, they lick their siblings during play. That instinct doesn't disappear. It evolves. When your dog licks you, they're not just seeking salt or scent. They're treating you as pack, as family, as the one they love beyond words. And here, the part that should leave you breathless. Researchers have found that when dogs lick their owners, oxytocin levels rise not only in the dog, but in the human, too. That means a simple lick doesn't just express love, it biologically deepens it. But there's more. Dogs also lick as a way to soothe themselves, reducing stress, calming their nerves. And sometimes they lick because they sense something in you. There are countless stories backed by research of dogs licking or nudging parts of the body where illness hid. Even cancer detected long before doctors confirmed it. Imagine that. Your dog's lick could be not only a message of love, but a whisper of protection. For older owners, this daily act carries weight far beyond habit. One woman said, "When my dog licks my hands every night, I know I still belong to someone. I know I'm still loved." That's not random. That's survival empathy and devotion rolled into one. But if licking is so powerful, what could possibly come after it? What gesture could be even greater? Even more defining? The answer is the one truth about dogs that leaves people in tears. The one behavior that proves they don't just love you, they forgive you, protect you, and stay loyal even when you don't deserve it. And that final secret waits at number 1. Behavior number 1, unconditional love beyond mistakes. Think about the times you weren't at your best. Maybe you raised your voice after a long day. Maybe you shut the door too quickly. Maybe you brushed past your dog when all they wanted was a little attention. In those moments, guilt creeps in. You see their eyes and your heart sinks. But then, just minutes later, there it is again. The tail wagging the body, leaning against your leg, the soft lick on your hand. No resentment, no grudge, just forgiveness. This is where dogs become something more than pets. Science tells us that most animals live by memory of harm, by caution, by self-preservation. But dogs live in the present. They don't carry your mistakes into tomorrow. They don't replay your failures like a tape stuck on repeat. They forgive faster than any human heart can. And that forgiveness, that unconditional love is the ultimate proof that when your dog licks you, sleeps beside you, tilts their head, or greets you like a storm, they are speaking one single message. You are my world. You are enough. For people in their 60s or 70s, this truth hits deeper. Life has a way of filling us with regrets, words unsaid, mistakes. We can't erase people we've lost along the way. Yet every day, a dog walks beside you, offering a love that doesn't ask for perfection, that doesn't fade with time. Their forgiveness is not just emotional, it's healing. Many older owners say their dogs gave them back the will to live simply because in their dog's eyes, they were never broken. They were always loved. And that is why we began with a question. Why does your dog lick you every day? The answer isn't salt or habit or food. The answer is love. Love proven in science, in hormones, in instincts, but also love too vast for science to measure. A love that forgives, protects, comforts, and waits. So, if you've seen even one of these 10 signs in your dog, consider yourself blessed because it means you are not just an owner. You are family. You are the universe to someone who asks for nothing more than your presence. But here's the final thought. We often think we rescue dogs, give them homes, give them lives. The truth is they rescue us just as much, sometimes more. And maybe tonight when your dog presses close, licks your hand, or looks into your eyes, you'll hear the message clearly. I love you always, no matter what. So now you know. Every lick, every tilt of the head, every storm of joy, when you walk through the door, it all adds up to one truth. Your dog isn't just living beside you. They're speaking to you. They're telling you, you are my world. You are my family. You are my forever. From the way they press close at night to the forgiveness they offer. Even when you fail, your dog is showing you a love far deeper than most humans will ever know. And science only confirms what our hearts already feel. That oxytocin rises. That empathy is real. That dogs sense us in ways beyond words. But the real proof is simpler. It's in the eyes that look at you without judgment. In the paws that reach for you, in silence, in the daily licks that whisper, "Don't forget you are loved." For those of us in our later years, maybe after loss, maybe after loneliness, this isn't just comforting, it's life-changing. Because every day your dog reminds you of something worth holding on to. You still matter. You are still needed. You are still loved without condition. And if that truth touched you, if you saw your own dog in these signs, then don't let this be the last time we share it together. Subscribe to this channel because here we don't just talk about raising dogs. We talk about living with them heart to heart with love and science. Side by side. And who knows, the next video might give you the one insight that makes you look at your best friend and say, "Now I understand you even better." So go ahead, give your dog a gentle pat. Maybe let them lick your hand just once more. Because tonight and every night, they're telling you the same timeless message. You are my everything. Thanks for watching and like and subscribe, share please.